Hi everyone, in this lecture I want to teach you different tabs in the MS project. We previously went through the file, but right now I'll click here to the task. As you see here, the default options. So we have different buttons here that I'm gonna just quickly go through all of them. In the task tab, we have the view options. When you click on the view, we have by default Gantt because in the option we selected Gantt. But if I just put this one on calendar, you see that the view is changed to calendar. Or if I put it on network diagram, you see the network diagram which shows the task that I created during the for this project and show the path and the relation between these tasks. If I scroll to the left or right, you are able to see different tasks. Then we have the resource sheet, resource usage, resource form, resource graph, and so on. We have the timeline, which if I click here, you see the timeline of the project, when it's gonna start, when it's gonna finish, and you can put different tasks here so you can visualize it. That's a great view. I will teach you how you can use it on top of your Gantt chart, and in order to benefit from that. We have tracking Gantt that is used for updating the progress of your project. We will go through this in that specific video for updating the project. You can save one view, just that's important for you to remember. I put it for the moment on the Gantt chart. So the Gantt chart is a window that you have the table here like Excel file with the cells, rows and columns, and you have to the right the Gantt view. You can put your task here, the WBS level that you see here that I had a video about. We will see the project structure in the next section. That's a useful video for you to know how this WBS works and what is the project structure in MS project. But whatever you put here is shown in the Gantt chart. Just one thing I wanted to let you know, which I said important. If you change the view of these columns here, let's say if I put one column and if I put it ACWP, which we will see together, then if I want, I can just save this one. Just click here, go to save view, and then put a name as you want. There are other options, more views. And if you don't see a view that you would like to conclude it in the Gantt chart, you can just click here and put that view as well. So I leave it the way it is right now in the task in the view. Then we have the clipboard options. I assume you have familiarity with this Microsoft software, so it's a common sense. You know what are the cut, copy, format, painter. The same for the font, so you can change the font by just making one cell bold, change the color or whatever you want if you want to highlight it during the project. The same as Word or Excel. Here we have the schedule section under the task tab, and that's all these buttons are used for updating and the project or making a link between tasks. We will see what are the benefits of each and how you are able to use it. We have the indent button here, where for example, if I click here, if I indent one task, then it's gonna go one level lower, and this one will be under the cells. We will see how it works, but basically for you to know that whatever you need to just make the task, make the relation between the task, update the progress of the task are here under the task. So everything under task, whenever you want to change, you should come to this tab. Then we have the manually schedule and auto schedule. I have video about it. You will see what are the differences. So if I put manually schedule, you will see that this task is to manually, and then the sign is changed, the symbol is changed rather than put it on auto schedule. And auto schedule means whenever you add new activity, that activity is automatically integrated to your schedule based on the previous activities and also the relation that you define. So I leave it, but if you put it on manually, you have to just manually change the date, or for example, you can drag and drop these bars here and put constraint to your project. Then we have the inspect. For example, we can inspect a task. That's something that I will teach you later. We will have a video about this. I will close this one. We have the move option. We have the manually schedule here that are under these. For example, task option here, we can move one task 1 day, a week, 4 weeks, and we can also move it back. These are very useful if you want to just automatically have some button in order to be able to do so. Let's say if I click on this task and I just do 1 day forward, then it changed the, for example, this task, but I press Ctrl Z in order to just redo undo this task. Then we have the insert button here. If you want to put a task, a recurring task, a blank row, I will teach you what is the benefit of a blank row, or you, for example, you can put some contingency task here for your project. Then we have the summary. Just press Ctrl Z, I press milestone, but you have the summary. If I press summary here, you see that a task is created here in this as a new row, and it makes a summary of the following task. We will see what is the benefit of this one. Then we have the milestone. Milestones here are those tasks with 0 duration. I'm sure you are familiar that's why you are taking this course, but you will see what is the benefit of this one. Then we have the properties or information. The information that you see here, if I press it, that's the information for the task. So a new window pops up, that's the information for the task, and it's advanced options for one task. We will go through it. Then you have the predecessor for one task. We have the resources that are assigned to the task. One important hint, if you double click on this cell or this task, the same thing opens here. So you don't need to come here, you just double click, or if I go to the next tab, to the next task, you will be able to see it here and then see the predecessor. So that's also possible here. From the properties, you can put, for example, open the notes here. That's also part of the task information, but it opens the tab here. Then that's add to timeline, which I've covered in the timeline video, don't worry about it. Then we have the detail options. That's also a new window that pops up here. That's for entering the predecessor or resources. We will cover it later together. And then we have the this button. This is so important. Scroll to task, or you can just write down this shortcut, which is Ctrl+Shift+F5. And if you press that, for example, let's say if I move down to my project, to the, for example, later task that you see here, and I want to see the Gantt that is corresponding to this task. If I press scroll the task here, then you will be able to see the Gantt chart that correspond to this. For large project which you have hundreds of tasks, it is very useful, and I will teach you how you are able to put it somewhere that is accessible to you, and it saves you lots of time. And then we have the find option, clear option, and fill options. For example, if I want to let's say put the 20 days, I Control C, and then I press all, and then I click here. Either I press fill or I press fill down, and then it's got out. That's whatever you need for tasks. You will see the application during the course. We have the resource tab here. In the resource, we have again, like the task, we have different views. If I press team planner, a new window pops up, which is useful for planning your resources. You can put the Gantt chart view in this section. That's the same view that we were seeing here. No difference. I mean, that's the same thing. And then other views. So they put just this view in the 2 tabs, so it's accessible if you want to just quickly switch between views. Then we have the assignment. When you want to assign resource to one task, if I click it here, then I click on each of these tasks, you see what resource is assigned to each of these tasks, and then you can manage it here. We will go and in the resource section every details about this. Then we have the resource pool. When you want to, for example, share resources between different projects, that's also possible because in a company usually some resources work on several projects at the same time. Then we have the detail. That's also opens here down below, and whenever you open the detail window, it's gonna be down below. And then you have different for example, views also for details. Right now we are seeing the resource form for the detail window because we just click on the detail window on the resource. It's possible to change the view of the resource from here. We will see the details again later here. Then we have the level resources, which again we will see the application during the resource section for this project. Then we're gonna go to report tab. For the report, if you wanna, I'm gonna just remove this detail window. If I go here and I remove detail, then you're gonna see the Gantt view that we are just right now reviewing together. Then I go to the report tab, just to the top again, and then you have different options. You can compare projects. If you have, for example, 2 versions of the same project, it's possible by clicking here. We have the making a new report, blank chart comparison. We have a dashboard. These are very useful, and I would say one of the strong points of MS Project are these reports and the template they have. So we have the burn down, for example, report, which if I click, you will see the burn down chart for this project. If I go again to report, and if I click on dashboard, I click on cost overview, you see the cost overview for this project and all details. We will see everything together, don't worry. Then we have some reports for resources, for over allocated resources. If I click here, again, you have the charts available that you can use in order to manage your project. We have for cost some reports. For example, we have earned value reports here. We have also you will see the details, how it works, what is the earned value, and how you compare your project in a specific date with the baseline that you define. We have the cash flow reports for the project. Very useful. I'm sure that right now you are kind of surprised seeing these reports already. Then we have in progress. We have that you can make a report from the critical path, for example, to show to your management. So they come just by just skimming this report, they will know what are the important critical paths of task of your project. And the other one, you can for example customize some reports here in the custom button here. And also the recent is the recent reports that you have used. I'm gonna just right now switch to project tab. If I click on the project tab, I'm gonna just close this report. So how does that work? That's good that you're already doing here. I go to task and click on Gantt chart, and then I'll see the Gantt chart. I was in the project tab, and in the project tab there are different options. You can put ads into your project. You can go to Microsoft Store and purchase one ads in for your project. We have the project information, that's important, and the project information shows the start date of the project, the current status, the current date that I am working, and the status date. And the status date, we will see how you can set it, how you can change it, and what is the importance of the status date. Then the calendar that is used for this project is standard. I will cover it in the next videos, but for you that you see that this project information window, what type of information you have. If you remember, in the previous video I talked about options, and one of the options that I selected and I marked that, and I said, okay, whenever you create a project, a new window should pop up asking you to enter this information. That was the project information, and that's important. And the most important point is the start date, and the calendar is also important because these all affects the number of hours your resources can work and what are the working days. So these are very important options in the project information. It's also used, for example, for seeing the status of the project during the course of the project. We have the custom field that I will teach you. You can define new parameters if they don't already exist in the project. That's also useful if for example you want like kind of mix and match some of the parameters to obtain a new kind of parameter. We have link between projects, which usually you can link to different projects together. That's also possible from here. We don't use it during this course. Then we have the WBS, which is for defining the code, and basically the column that you see here, these are the WBS codes which are unique for each of these tasks. Then we have change working time, and that's we covered this in the calendar video together. We have baseline, that's important, and that's the snapshot of the project on one specific date where you can just compare with in your status. And then we have move project. I have video about this if you want to change the start date of a project and how you're able to do it. That's the status tab for the project, where you are able to kind of change the update the project. This is important because we will see it in the project progress update, and you will see what is the status there, what is the benefits, and how you are able to update your project. Spelling, if you want to just check mark to see, for example, if there are mistakes in your for example writing in your table, and I show you how you are able to set those settings for your project. So these are the first 4 tabs that I cover in this video. The next 2 are a little bit important, and I'm gonna just put a separate video for it. You are doing great. I'll see you in the next video.